Good morning, everyone. I'm Cami McNamara. I own WebCami LLC in Seattle, Washington, and I've been building websites for 24 years from my home office as a solopreneur. And I'm also the author of the Web Designer Habits newsletter. And today I'm going to talk to you about my newsletter that's going out tomorrow. It has a very simple message, which is to stop doing your own taxes. This is something that when we first start our web design business, it's very easy to just think I'm going to save some money, I'll do my own taxes, and that might work for a couple of years. But when your business starts to grow and get bigger, it is so helpful to have an accountant in your back pocket that not only helps you with your taxes, but also is your advisor. So, this year has been a very interesting year for me. Full disclosure, I always file an extension for my taxes. But the state of Washington that I live in made an announcement last May that a client actually told me about. It's not like they sent a letter out to all of us or anything. A lot of people were completely blindsided, but web designers were started to be considered taxable retail businesses for the first time ever. So for 23 years, I have not had to pay any sales tax or have my clients pay me sales tax. So I went down a rabbit hole of trying to find a new system. And I did talk to my accountant. She did recommend that I use QuickBooks. And I currently use FreshBooks. So I went to go to make that switch and I just couldn't do it. Because one, I've been in FreshBooks since 2011. And I started my business using FreshBooks, but I switched to, or QuickBooks, but I switched to FreshBooks um, when I started getting busier and I just didn't like the interface of QuickBooks. And honestly, it was back before it was online. It was something you downloaded on your computer. And anyway, so they were making a transition in QuickBooks to be online back then, but I just wasn't happy with it. And I discovered I'm still not happy with it. So I called up my accountant. She said, sure, here's what you need to do. And I stopped trying to convert everything and just started to use FreshBooks for what I need to do. So having her as a sounding board and knowing that I have that built-in relationship is so important in your business and when you have questions and as you're dealing with anything that's tax related. And it's really given me peace of mind. And honestly, the fees are very reasonable for what I pay for. And my time is worth more than that. So I think a lot of times with outsourcing our support to help us grow our business, we don't often think about, well, maybe it would only take me 5 hours or something. I'm sure it would take longer than that. But that 5 hours is 5 hours that I could be using on billable time. And, after I pay my accountant, even if things are a wash, I'm probably plus something when I do this. So, and I'm not an accountant. I'm not an expert, and I can read books, and I have read some very helpful books, and I include a link to one of them called Deduct It in my newsletter this week that I highly recommend. And that is a great resource, and it's good to have knowledge and understanding. But, let's face it, you're a web designer, you're not an accountant. So I recommend that you reach out to an accountant. I wouldn't do it this week because they're all really busy prepping for next the 15th. And but after this season closes for them, so I would start asking fellow web designers or friends in your area, hey, do you have a good accountant? Ask your clients. Your clients may have a good accountant. In your local area that you can work with. And, it doesn't have to be in your local area, but it's nice if they understand the local tax laws for where you live. So reach out to your friends, clients, start asking for some referrals so you can get this in line for next year and save yourself a little bit of time. So I wanted to touch on a couple of things here. I am just learning how to use YouTube and I'm not doing any editing and I'm going to stumble on it, cross my words and all that stuff right now, but I am trying just to reach people who may like to watch video versus getting a newsletter or just looking for an easy way to get some mentorship from a web designer who's been doing it for a long time. I'm repurposing this content and uploading it to the Webcami podcast, which I put on hiatus last year because I just didn't have time to manage it, mostly because of the editing. And I've eliminated that. So I also wanted to invite you to join my Facebook group, which is called Webcami Cafe. A few questions you need to answer first to be in there. It's really tailored for web designers. We do have some graphic designers. And it doesn't matter if you're in WordPress or Squarespace or whatever your platform is, or maybe you're vibe coding. There was a lot of exciting things happening with AI. I know people are a little afraid of it, but even if you're using AI to build websites, you still need to have really good habits to run your business and manage your clients. So I welcome you to join us, and we would love to have you join our group and just be part of the community over at Webcami Cafe. So I guess happy Easter for all of those who celebrate. If you don't celebrate Easter and you're just having a Sunday to yourself, I hope you enjoy it. And thank you so much for listening. And good luck with your business this year. And I hope you get a big tax refund.